Hello. Welcome to Tarot in the Shadows. I don't know what to say. I have a story to tell you. I don't know if it was last night, but the past 2 nights I've been having some unbelievable vivid dreams. Bring a lot of water. What the heck is that? What happened? What's going on? What the heck is wrong with my damn video? Okay. Well, let me just get explaining. My camera doesn't want to work. I don't know what's going on. Kind of freaking me out a little bit, but hold up. There we go. I'm kind of shook right now, to say the least. Let me put on some crystals. Excuse me if I burped. Had a massive protein shake. I just feel like, I don't know, I'm confused. It's a mix of confusion and knowing. I thought I was already awakened. I mean, I've had some spiritual awakenings. You see, a spiritual awakening isn't just one spiritual awakening. There isn't the one end-all, be-all spiritual awakening. That doesn't exist. Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, but that doesn't exist. But, I mean, the vivid dreams are amazing, by the way. They were pretty damn good. But it's a terrifying transition. 333 confirmation. Okay, let me just say what happened in my vivid dreams. You know, it was beautiful dreams, etc. But one of the biggest things that happened was I saw someone have like a big, it was almost like a reverse lightning strike. Like, instead of a lightning strike coming down, that consciousness was the lightning strike, and he was striking through the sky. And then all of a sudden, me and a bunch of other people, other consciousness forms, all stroke up. You know, I mean, it was just like a whole, like we all, like a rocket, like we just went up to the sky and then we just exploded, and it was like, and then next thing you know, I just had infinite power, and then nothing in the dream, nothing could stop me. Nothing could stop me. Like, I went down into a place I was previously, like, it had like, there was like gates of monsters. There was like a whole slew of monsters, whatever. They were nothing to me. They all got destroyed instantly. And it's not, violence. It's a showcase of the unbelievable amount of power that I recently gained. So if you are going through a spiritual awakening, it's going to be confusing, it's going to be terrifying, but just know that is part of the process. Just like in every job or every other place, it's terrifying, it's confusing, and it's nerve-wracking. And then it gets peaceful, and then it gets beautiful and loving. I have yet to fully indulge on those great emotions. For now, I'm in the pits. I've just kind of realized the mud I was putting myself in. Because you have to realize you are the mind. I mean, not really. The mind is a concept. We think the mind is some physical concept. The mind is... We are consciousness. We are something that is existing. Thinking, always existing. Why does placebos for some reason work? There's so much things people need to understand. It's not something I could just say within 10 minutes, or an hour, or 10 freaking hours, or 1,000 days. It's a process that you have to go through. I can't tell you what to do. You have to experience and go through it yourself. It's just... It's kind of a depressing thing because... You know, it's not even like an ego death. The ego doesn't die. The ego is reborn. The ego... You don't kill the ego gets reborn. It becomes a new ego, a new replacement, a new reborn ego. The ego realizes its value and its place. The mind realizes the consequences of its own emotions and projections, etc. And then you have other things, and it's just a constant process of realization of who the fuck you are. And I'm actually sick and tired of people getting upset when people curse. If you think cursing is bad, you really need to grow the fuck up. I mean, let's be honest. There's worse things to this world than cursing. I like professionalism, but let's be honest, professionalism is coping. You're coping if you need professionalism. I'm sorry. So, to say the very least. To give it to you nicely, right? Because I'm a nice guy like that. It's getting hot in here. But yes, spiritual awakening, it's painful, it's depressing, it's confusing, and it's not meant to be easy. It isn't an easy process. If it was easy, everyone would be awakened. It's like I said, it's a realization process. Some people say they're better off being asleep. They're better off being blind. That's actually the other way around. It's basically a coping mechanism saying, I'd rather have this because of this. But if you really rather had it, then why did you fight to get out of it? Why did you fight for enlightenment if you were really happy before? Oh, but now you're used to this baseline set of happiness. So now the mind always looks for something else. The mind is always going to look for things. It's always going to want to be entertained. It's always going to want something, this and that. Just like a dream. It's going to keep going. Sometimes it'll go silent for a little bit, but it's always not forever. You're going to be questioning everything. You're going to be questioning your own existence. You're going to be questioning spirituality. Everything is going to be questioned. That too is part of the process. And I don't think it makes any of these... I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but it doesn't really disprove any spiritual beings outside of yourself. You can't just say, oh, these spiritual beings are some sort of thought form. Like let's just say you are everything and you also are nothing. I hate that. I think that's stupid as fuck. But if it's true, then that being is also a part of everything else. So why is it bad to think that there is also this being outside of yourself? It's a very an unbelievable, and it's an infinite possibilities. You cannot wrap your head around it. You can't wrap your head around it. You shouldn't wrap your head around it. Because you see, if you try to wrap your head around everything and existence and explanations, you see, that's what the mind wants. And that's a little bit part of the ego. The ego needs an explanation. You see, that is why this existence is perfect, and that is why this existence exists. To exist, to feel, to be. And that is tough on a lot of people. 1144, confirmation, look it up. And it, you know what, it is tough. But one of the biggest things is because you're so used to everything being backwards. But I think that's supposed to be by design. Let's just say we were some sort of divine entities, having a human experience or a personalized conscious experience of whatever. Something grabbed me. It's hot in here, by the way. If we were these bigger entities, these divine entities, etc., don't you think this is something that they would want? Let's just say you have too much, that you have, everything is too easy. Because you think, sometimes I feel like, oh, I would rather be in my dream. But I realize that would suck, because then there would be no limits unless you convince yourself that there is a limit. Instead of being on a lower dimension and existing within the limits. So then you're forced to have a wall to push up against. You're forced to have something tangible, something real, even if reality is something completely different. You see, and that's the difference, and that's what makes spiritual awakenings tremendously difficult. It's hard. First of all, you can't go back, and that's the biggest thing. But it's also a blessing and a curse. You can't go back to sleep, but it makes you appreciate this existence 100,000 times more. Because guess what? Now you know that there's something tangible. There's something more. Because think about it. Do you really want to be in a dream and be a god that could do anything forever? Wouldn't that be boring? It makes you question why we even exist in the first place. And I feel like 1444, by the way, and I feel like that just makes 100,000 times more sense. We exist in order to exist, because there's all these other things of why some sort of a higher entity would want limitations. Why do you like to run on the treadmill? Why do you like to have difficult things to fight against, to overcome, to aspire? It's fun, it's good, but you always want more. That is the natural process of who we are. You always want to evolve because you would be bored. It's extremely interesting. And it's a transformative time in my life, a turning point. And if it's a turning point in my life, I know it's going to be a turning point in yours. Whether you're on a spiritual enlightenment process or you're just kind of, 1555, by the way, confirmation. Or just 555. Just be patient with yourself. Remember, the emotions that you exude are the emotions that you're going to feel. Mind over matter. But don't forget the purpose and the beauty of existence itself. Taking it for granted is only going to make it worse. It's going to lead you right back to the hellhole that you were in. Why suffer thinking all these things when you could just accept it? You're not supposed to know everything. Do you want to know everything? Seriously? Yes, you could keep aspiring to know more, but that's also the same, coming back to the same topic of having something to gain, to get. It's not an ego thing, it's an experience. We love to experience it, and I think that's the beauty of life. The struggle is the way, the obstacle is the way. Because without an obstacle, it'd be boring as fuck. You see, that would be real hell. No obstacles at all. Nothing to fight against, nothing to aspire to. Just everything's free. I don't know. To me, that seems worse. So don't take your life for granted, brethren and sisters. If you made it this far to the video, then like, share this video to someone that needs it. Subscribe for more. I needed a day off. I was going through a lot, as you would know. A lot of people, it takes months to get to this point of realization, but I know I've done this many times in my past lives, etc. But yeah, it's a hard thing. It's a really beautiful thing. It takes time, whether you believe in time or not. I think time is one of the beautiful gifts that we were given as a form of a form. You know, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. Just live your life. Be happy. Be as happy and as purposeful as you can. Love the people around you. Don't be fake. The more people that become spiritually enlightened, the more peace that would become a foundation. And the more people would be living within the moment and live to be happy and not live for egotistical, fake bullcrap. And that will take time, but, it's kind of interesting because if some being is higher, then obviously time wouldn't really exist for them. But if I died right now and I evolved on a different dimension, obviously time wouldn't exist for me either. Just like if time doesn't exist if I went to sleep in my bed and I woke up 10 hours. It doesn't feel like 10 hours, it feels like 2. There's a lot of things to learn. Don't stress. Love the process, because without the process, it wouldn't be life. It would just be boring. That's why we're here. We're here to exist. We're here to love. We're here to feel, to pain, to suffer. We're here to do everything. Yeah, it makes me want to cry. You see, and it's just that acceptance. It makes you want to shed tears. Because it's almost like a relief within the soul. Because you've been in a process for so long of chasing a dream that doesn't ever seem to come to fruition. You're always chasing something and it never happens. But it's not the obtaining of it that is completion. It is the process of the chase that is the completion. You see, we don't chase, we don't exist to become complete. We exist to experience, to be. We love the chase. That's why we keep doing it. That's why we're here. If obtaining something was the ultimate goal, then no one really would be chasing anything, would they? How boring would that be? I love you all. This is a very extremely deep message. May the darkness guide you, or the light, or the shadows, whatever you want. Personally, I like the shadows, but when you get enlightened, you realize the oneness of all things. But still, may the shadows guide you.